Dollar Divas, welcome to Behind the Vanity. I'm Jessica. So today is another Makeup and Celebrity Sunday video. So as always, we will be doing a chatty get ready with me using products from my current makeup basket. And today's topic is kind of late 90s, early 2000s celebrity fashion and trends. I've got some pictures of some looks and we're just gonna talk and discuss, reminisce about that time. Of course, the late 90s, early 2000s. For anyone my age or a little younger, a little older, that is a very nostalgic time for us. And so, yeah, let's just do a little reminiscing. And while looking at these pictures and remembering, it was like, oh my God, I just smell the nostalgia. And just, yeah, and just remembering all these things that I either took part in or didn't or wanted to so bad. So yeah, we're just gonna put on some makeup and just chat about some nostalgic fashion trends from back in the day. So before we get into today's video, if you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. It does help me and my channel out so very much, as well as sharing my channel and my videos with people that you think may enjoy them. And of course, if you are returning, thank you so much as always for coming on back. I do hope that you're enjoying this particular series. I know I'm having a great time with it. And also too, in today's video, at some point in the video, later on, I am doing another giveaway, kind of my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And so to find out what the products are and kind of what the rules are, definitely make sure you watch to the end. So yeah, it's time for another giveaway and another Makeup and Celebrity Sunday. So if you want to see me get this makeup look while we chat about some nostalgic fashion looks and trends of a time gone by, definitely keep on watching. So as always, what is in my makeup basket is the LA Colors Brow Pencil. And we're just gonna go ahead and get started with the brows. This is pretty much the same as my last chatty get ready with me that I did last Sunday, but we have got a lot to show and talk about. So there's a lot of these trends that, I vividly remember, and there's so many of them that I wanted to participate in, but just didn't. Like, I just did it like in my head, which I'm sure is probably true for a lot of us. And it's probably really a good thing. You know what I mean? To be quite honest. So like this first one here, I remember this, like I think we all do. And I think actually like Katy Perry kind of sort of recreated this look like a few years ago. It's the iconic Britney Spears and Justin denim formal wear. Now, okay, so I'm like a show person, you know what I mean? So I'm like an old school show person. Like I love gaudy. I really do. Like, I love a costume to look like a costume. I love what Katy Perry does. Like, I love how she dresses. Like, I love kind of the crazy, especially when it's very, very costumey. So as far as costuming goes, like, I love like gaudy and kind of over the top. And for me, this like ticked all the boxes. I'm gonna clean up my brows with my L'Oreal Infallible as always. And I just think this is so well done. I mean, it's like legit evening wear. The dress is like this strapless kind of mermaid style, and she's got the little denim purse. And I just love that it's like a denim tuxedo. In a lot of ways, I think it would have been better without the hat because it would have looked more formal in a weird way. But then I love that she's so extra with the rhinestone or diamond or whatever it is. I'm sure it's a whole lot more expensive than anything I would wear, and bracelet and stuff like that. I just think that is just so cool. You know what I mean? I just think I love this. And I know this is definitely not like everybody's cup of tea. Like it's totally something like I would have done, like if I would have thought of it. I just would have thought, oh my God, this is brilliant. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is definitely like infamous, like definitely like an iconic look. And I'll throw a picture up here as well of Katy Perry's version of it. My eyebrows do not feel right. I'm having problems lately, I feel like, with my eyebrows. I kind of feel like I'm starting to go in a little too close. And I think I've always done that. I just think it's starting to bother me more now than it used to. So these three ladies, I've got a couple outfits to show because, again, I love a vibe. I'm all about a vibe. So I do know the look that I'm gonna do today. I don't know it exactly, but I do have an overall feel that I'm going for. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit more of the concealer on my eyes. Okay, so I am gonna use my Copacetic Cosmetics Companion Palette and my Riviera palette again. I did this in my last video because, these are in my makeup basket, but I do have a different feel that I'm going for today. So first I'm gonna go in with the shade Sails. It's just like a matte white. I'm just gonna put this all over just to say that I did, just to kind of maybe lighten my lids just a little bit. And I'm actually just gonna kind of use my finger for this. So this group of ladies, I just think together in, you know, the 90s, early 2000s, I just loved their fashion. And of course, I'm talking about Destiny's Child. And, you know, they always had this kind of thing going on where it was kind of like the old school girl groups, you know, they matched, but I love that they didn't match. You know, they all had a different, they would wear the same color scheme or have a similar style and maybe like different colors, or they'd have the same color, but just different shaped dresses and stuff, you know, to kind of suit their body. And from what I understand, but Beyonce's mom, Tina, made all their clothes or designed all their clothes. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this purple color here that like I always use, Cans. And I'm gonna kind of put this on the outer part of my eye. So here's like a casual look that they have. They're just wearing jeans and they're just wearing like these different t-shirts, you know, in different colors. You know, they're all crop top. Of course, all of their bodies are amazing. You know, and their jeans are the same, but a little bit different. They're wearing like some different accessories, but they've got the same vibe going on. And I just love that. I love that it's matchy, but not too matchy. It like allows them to be a group, which is very, very important when you're a group, to be a group, you know, but they still kind of have a little bit of their individuality. And I just love this. I just love this so much. And of course, this is a more casual look. And then they would always do this. I mean, here they are at the Grammy Awards with like 5 Grammys. But yeah, you know, of course, they were probably a little older here, you know, and they got this same thing going on. They get this green scheme, the same fabrics, and they're all wearing a different shape, you know, and I just absolutely love this. I just think there's something so classy about this. It's kind of throwback, but kind of in like with a twist, you know what I mean? And I just absolutely love that. I love everything about this. And I don't know if people liked this as much as I do. I mean, I'm sure they did because this is what they did, you know what I mean? They got really popular for it and everything. And I just think this is kind of timeless. I just think this kind of a thing is timeless. I'm sure really in the broad scheme of things it's dated, but I just love this. Here's another look here, which is super, super, super classy. And again, they match, but they're a little different. You know, you've got Kelly, she's in white. You got Beyonce in like a, kind of like a peach tone. And then you've got Michelle and she's in that gold. And it's just, again, just so classy, just so reminiscent of like the 60s, but like in a modern way. I just love it so very much. I am all about the Destiny's Child fashion from back in the day. I'm totally just here for it. I'm still here for it. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of blend this in a little bit better. Out of all the matte purple shadows that I've used, this one here seems to go on the least splotchy, and it has just such a good pigment. So I really love this purple eyeshadow in this palette. So the next shade I'm gonna go into, and this is gonna be a little weird. This is gonna be a bright eye look again. I'm feeling it, you know? I wear a lot of neutrals for work, so I do tend to wanna have a lot of fun with my video eye colors. But I'm gonna go into this, I don't know how you say this, Seychelles, I don't know. It's this beautiful shimmery like turquoise. Of course, I'm gonna spray my brush as always. I've got the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. And I'm just gonna kind of put this in the middle half of my lid the way I do all so often. Gosh, look at that. Look at that color. I don't know if I've used this color. I think I might have used this color once before. So here's a look that is definitely not my favorite, but it's very, very iconic from around that time. I'm sure a lot of you will remember this. And I can't remember exactly how to pronounce this lady's name, but it was like Bjork or Bjork or Bjork, something like that. I don't know what award show this was, but it was when she wore the goose dress or the swan dress, and here's a picture of it. And now granted, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna take one for the team and be someone to admit, I do think this is brilliant. I mean, like I said, I love something that you wear that gets kind of attention just kind of in this way, that it is so outrageous, yet in its own weird way, it's simple. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just, she's wearing a goose dress, you know? Or a swan dress. I don't know what animal it is exactly, but she's wearing this dress, and it's kind of, you know, it's kind of like a tutu-esque style. You know, it's got the tulle and stuff, and of course it's got like an illusion mesh and stuff like that. I don't know I can't really remember what the back of this dress looks like. I think it covers most of her from behind, but you know, it's just, there's a ridiculous factor to it. Silly stuff, kind of like Lady Gaga would do in her career. I kind of feel like I brought it a little too close to the inner part of my eye. We'll fix it. So there we go. We got kind of this like blue and purple. I do feel like I'm a little uneven, but we'll fix it. We always do. But yeah, like I said, I can appreciate this look for what exactly she was going for. But I mean, of course I would not wear it unless I had to, but you know what I mean? But yeah, I think this one here is just so memorable. I just definitely had to be mentioned for sure. So I think now the next color I'm gonna go into is gonna be in the companion palette, and I'm gonna go into the shade Alexa. It's kind of like an iridescent purple, and I'm gonna use that same brush. I'm gonna clean it off on my color switch, of course. But I'm gonna kind of go into that, and I'm gonna put that on top of this shimmery teal. I'm gonna spray. I kind of swatched this on my hand, and I'm hoping it has kind of the same effect on the eye. A little bit like a duochrome. It does, it's subtle. You can see it though. I'm gonna try my finger. I'm still new working with this companion palette and toppers, you know, the idea of toppers and things like that. Ooh, that's pretty. That's pretty. I don't know that it's any prettier than the other side. It's just like a different, it just kind of, but it does change the look dramatically. Let me do a little bit of blending up here. So this next look, of course, back at this time, Christina Aguilera was everywhere. And I think this was kind of around that, was it the album Dirty or the song Dirty? And she just was kind of rocking this like whole grunge type of a look. I think I'm gonna start with my brush and then I am gonna use my finger. You know, of course, lots of skin and yeah, she was kind of rocking this like gray dreadlock kind of a hair thing, and she had her nose pierced, and yeah, it was just kind of around this time. Those hats were kind of like really popular around this time. Like Britney was wearing them, kind of like everyone was wearing them. Of course, the boots, the super mini skirt, everything was super low cut. Like, I'm so glad like high-waisted everything has come back, because I mean, I that is one trend that I partook in when I was in like high school, was like the low-waisted jeans. I mean, they cut right down to business. I mean, another inch and everything would be exposed. And so I did partake in that particular trend. But yeah, you know, in this, there's not much to this outfit, you know what I mean? And I didn't always like Christina around this time. I just thought, to me, it just wasn't very pretty. So I wasn't always big on the whole dirty Christina era, you know what I mean? Some of it I did like. Actually, there's another look here that I think is also around that time that I like a whole lot better. And I don't know if this is before or after. I think her makeup looks beautiful, the style, and this dress, like the color, it just looks so great. And it was a little different for Christina, I feel, at the time. I feel like when I saw this look, it was like, whoa, she looks so different. But I love the hair color, love the color of her skin, like her skin tone in this. I love the shade of this dress. I love this look overall. I mean, would I wear that dress? Probably not. Like, I don't love the dress, but I do love the look. So we're gonna go ahead and add some mascara for my lashes, and you know the order. We're gonna do that, put on lashes, move on to the face, and then finish up the eyes and lips. And then who can forget, this is like really, I feel, when we used to see J-Lo all the time. She was really at the height of her music career, and she was just kind of everywhere, all the music videos and stuff. And so now we're kind of in that whole like velour tracksuit trend, you know what I mean? And here she is just looking, you know, got one of those hats on, those newsboy hats. Those were so popular. And, you know, just rocking the velour, the tracksuit. This is kind of like, this was like the yoga pants of the day. You know, this was like the legging yoga pant trend of the day. It was like looking like you're going to work out, but you ain't, you know what I mean? Okay, we're gonna put on lashes, and I'm gonna use my Salon Perfect Light and Fluffy Lashes in 694. So, I mean, all of the celebrities were rocking these, they were Juicy Couture tracksuits. They were in every shade, and here's Britney Spears wearing one. I mean, they were everywhere. They were everywhere. And I had like knockoff brands, like I didn't have like a Juicy Couture one until like way after the trend was over. I was at the mall and I saw one in like just the most beautiful like bubblegum pink shade, and I legit spent way too much money on it. Like, I legit spent way too much money on it. And it was not flattering to my body type. You know what I mean? You know, it was just one of those things. It was like I had to have it, and I was way after the trend. Like I said, embarrassed the amount of money that I spent on it when I really didn't have the money to spend on it. And yeah, you know, ultimately it just wasn't one of those things that really looked good on me. But, you know, it was just, you know, you just you get sucked in, you know, but like I said, it was long after the trend was popular. Also, those little bags you would carry like with your, just with your hand, you know, and you'd see a lot of like the Louis Vuitton, the white with the colorful logos on it. Yeah, actually here is Raven Simone with one of those bags. Those were so popular. You would see those and the Juicy Couture tracksuits like just hand in hand all the time. And I wanted one of those bags so bad. I have never owned a Louis Vuitton in my life. I don't know, maybe someday, but I know they're so expensive. Certainly at that time, I did not have the money to spend on a Louis Vuitton bag like that. But I loved those. I loved the white with the multicolor logo. And I actually do have a bikini top that has that logo. I think I bought it on eBay like years ago. I don't even know if it's like really authentic or not, but I don't wear it very much because you can practically like see through it, but which isn't my vibe. But yeah, those bags and those tracksuits just absolutely went hand in hand, and you just were absolutely seeing them everywhere. Okay, so my lashes are on, and we are gonna move on to the face, come back to the eyes as always. And this is the only foundation I have in my makeup basket. It's the Believe Beauty foundation. It's the Skin Finish foundation. It's medium to full coverage, and this is in soft beige. Seems to be like the perfect shade for me. So then here is Miss Carmen Electra, who was around a lot back in the day and just so beautiful. And this trend here I did kind of take part of as well. It was like those little tie-on shirts. That was made me uncomfortable because, I mean, I don't have much going on, but I do like to always wear a bra. And these shirts, you know, you really couldn't, you know what I mean? And I've never been good with like any of those stick-on things or whatever. But yeah, I did have a couple shirts like this that tied in the back and just kind of covered your front, showed your stomach, you know, all that good stuff. And so yeah, this is definitely something you'd see a lot. A lot of things that would like tie and stuff, you know, I feel there was a lot of that back in the day. This here probably is very reminiscent of stuff that was probably popular in like the 60s or 70s, I would imagine. Because, you know, all that stuff does come back. I kind of feel like now you can wear anything from like any decade and it's in style. Back in the day, I don't feel that was as much the case, you know what I mean? But like now I think you can dress 90s, you can dress 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s. It's like the only thing you can't do is wear like half the stuff that's in this list. Like if you wore like a velour tracksuit, it would seem out of style, but you could dress like from the 20s and it would be like cool, you know what I mean? Probably like the late 90s, early 2000s is like the only thing that's off limits at the moment. Although like chokers have come back, and that was very much like I think early 2000s kind of a thing. Especially those little tattoo ones, the ones that look like tattoo, those are back, and I was so surprised when those came back. So I don't know, it might be coming around now, you know, it always does. So for my concealer, again, it's the Makeup Forever Ultra HD concealer. I wear the shade Y31. So then this is Mariah Carey. And I guess I don't know if this was around the time of her Butterfly album. It must have, because she used to wear these, I've seen her more than one occasion wear like these little butterfly shirts. And I don't know how people felt about this at the time, or even looking back on it now, but again, this is kind of like what Carmen Electra was just wearing. It's a little kind of a tie-on shirt, just kind of covers up what it needs to in the front, and that's about it. But I love this. I just think, first of all, I think this is so flattering on her body, especially at this time. I'm just gonna blend this in. She just had the right curves, and I just think this was so flattering. And it was sexy, but it was sweet too, you know? Of course, she's got the low-rise jeans. But yeah, I just love this look. Like, I just think that I remember liking this look then, and I still like this look. I mean, would I wear it? I mean, again, if I had to, I would. I can't foresee being in a situation in which like, hey, Jessica, you have to wear like a butterfly shirt that ties in the back. But I would wear it. Like, I mean, I'm really all about comfort now, so like it would have to be for stage or something like that, or Halloween. And then my blush, bronzer, and highlighter are just the same that I've used in my last couple of videos. It's the Nomad bronzer. This is in Manly Beach. Now, I was obsessed with like Mariah Carey when I was growing up. She was like the first singer and kind of the first music I really started singing and kind of really being interested outside of like what I would hear my parents listen to that I secretly liked at the time but didn't want to admit it. But yeah, Mariah Carey was like she was like my first like just musical love, you know what I mean? So I loved everything about Mariah. And it was probably about this time I started listening to other stuff, and then, you know, Mariah Carey just changed so much. So it kind of ended my time with Mariah. It was probably about this time that This was probably the last era of Mariah that I was just in love with, you know what I mean? Then going back to J-Lo, this was a really kind of a popular look that you would see like J-Lo wearing a lot. Those hats, first of all. I've had a couple of those hats in my lifetime because I do look decent in a hat. I don't ever hardly wear a hat, but I look decent in a hat. I look really good in these types of hats, but I just don't wear hats. So, but I've had a couple of these because of J-Lo, these kind of floppy hats. And then she's kind of got this whole like peasant thing kind of going on. So for blush, I'm gonna put on the Tarte Amazonian Clay in Party Dress. But yeah, she kind of, you know, she could rock kind of any type of a style. I mean, she had like this hip hop thing going on for a while. She had this kind of peasant thing. Of course, she could get super glam. She could be like casual, cute. I mean, she could just kind of rock any type of style, you know what I mean? And this was just one of the styles you would see her wear, and I loved it. And she did, like, she had, you know, she would wear this type of a thing often, I feel. So now before I use highlighter, I'm gonna use the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. I love this stuff. And then we have, you can't talk about like the early 2000s or that period of time without talking about Avril Lavigne. She was everywhere, and she just, of course, was very punk. I mean, she wore these, this style right here was very quintessential Avril Lavigne. Very tomboy-esque. Yet she was so pretty. She had this beautiful long hair and good solid singer, but she had this very tomboy punk style going on. You know what I mean? And a lot of people probably don't know this. I know this because I'm a Shania Twain fan, but of course Shania Twain and Avril Lavigne are both from Canada. So there's footage of this somewhere, probably up on YouTube, but Avril Lavigne somehow got called up during a Shania Twain concert to sing What Made You Say That, which was one of the songs from like, I think it was on the album before The Woman in Me, which did not really go very far. Like The Woman in Me with Mutt Lange was got really popular, but her album before that wasn't, but she had a song called What Made You Say That, and Avril Lavigne somehow, I don't know if she won a contest or she got picked up out of the audience, but she sang that song on stage, either by herself or with Shania during one of her concerts. But yeah, you know, I liked Avril's style. It was very relevant at the time. She was really kind of doing her own thing, and you know, and I just think it was just so her at the time. You know, I just thought it was very tomboy cute, and you know, and I really, you know, I like when somebody has their own vibe. That's what Avril did. And speaking of Shania Twain, again, also from Canada, I love all kinds of music, and I started out really liking Mariah Carey, but then I moved to country. And so I was a big, huge country music fan for a long time too. I still am, but there was a period of time that's like all I listened to for a period of time. Let me kind of cut my jawbone too here. But yeah, Shania Twain. So here's a picture of her from like a red carpet. I don't know if it was the Country Music Awards or Grammys or something, but just so, you know, she could wear she had all her midriff stuff that she would wear in concert, and she her concert stuff a lot of time was it was sexy, but it was kind of tomboyish too. I mean, she would wear like, kind of like athletic wear. I mean, like she has a lot of looks, and I'll pop one up here, where she was very like sporty Spice-esque, you know, like from the Spice Girls, but very sexy too. I mean, she wore a lot of like leather pants. Of course, she was notorious for showing her stomach, which at that time was kind of a big deal in country music, you know what I mean? Of course, things have changed. Yet at the same time, she could just dress so lovely, and this is one of like my favorite like red carpet looks of hers. Just this beautiful, simple white dress, just showing off her amazing figure, and just her hair just very pulled back and very put together, and I just think this look is stunning. Absolutely stunning. So now we're gonna finish up the eyes. So I'm gonna add, I think first I'm gonna add some black liner to my waterline. So I'm gonna do like black liner on the top waterline, and then I'm gonna do this Arrow Enhance on the bottom waterline. So this one here, I don't know, this was from the VMAs, and this was just one of those iconic, not just costumes or looks. I mean, it was kind of an iconic moment, and I hope I'm remembering this correctly. So this is Lil' Kim, and you might not know who she is, but you probably remember this look with, you know, the boob hanging out, but yeah, so like she had this outfit, and you know, I can't say I hate it, you know, I just think it's a look, and she wore it with such confidence. And I think, you know, of course it just was like everyone was just all abuzz about it, you know what I mean? And she was on the stage, I don't know if she was accepting an award or giving an award, and I think it was Diana Ross. Let me check that. Yes, it was Diana Ross. They got up on the stage, and Diana Ross just like could not handle the outfit. And she like went like that with Lil' Kim's breast. And I mean, it was a moment. It was absolutely a moment. I mean, could you imagine? I mean, what a moment, you know what I mean? But I did also read that Mary J. Blige, who was, I think, on the stage with them, was really uncomfortable and really got really upset about the moment. But it was a moment. It was a moment. That's the biggest thing we can take away from that outfit. It was the outfit was a moment, and that moment was a moment. So then we have Miss Macy Gray. And I can't tell you of a lot of looks that she's had on the red carpet, but I do remember this one. And you know, I mean, do I love it? Absolutely not. But you know, do I respect this? Absolutely. So I'm gonna kind of put some shadow under my eyes, and I think I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna have to go with some purple, I think. Just going back into that purple shade. So yeah, you know, she's promoting her album, and you know, I can't blame her. You know what I mean? You know, what else are you gonna do? I don't really know that she was, you know, I don't think she was really considered like a fashion icon or any of that stuff at the time. So, you know, I say just make good use of it. And it looks like her album was, you know, a week after 9/11, which is, I don't know what ended up happening with that, but so this was around that time somewhere. And, but yeah, you know, I respect the heck out of this right here. I just think, you know, in this world, you've got to be smart, you know, you've just got to be willing to kind of think of stuff. And I just think good for her. I hope it did well. I'm sure it did. I don't know if this was before or after the album with I Try on it, but which of course was huge back at that time. I don't really know much of anything else she did, but so then these were really popular, just like day to day. And this is one of those trends that I wore. Gosh, I think I still have a couple of these from back at that time that of course I do not wear. Okay, so this is not in my makeup basket, but I'm feeling I need a little something in the inner corner of my eye. So this is the Stila Glitter and Glow. This is in Opal Ice. And I'm gonna put that in my inner corners. And I've learned like the best way is to use like a little precision brush with this type of a product sometimes. But yeah, so this trend here, like I said, I vividly remember partaking in, and it was just like these little like camisoles with like lace on them, and a lot of times they were like satin, and they were very like lingerie-esque, and you wore them with jeans, and this was something that I definitely remember taking part in, just because it was trendy and all this stuff was in the stores, you know, so you could buy it very, very easily. So yeah, this was definitely one of those trends I definitely remember taking part in. And then here is Tara Reid with another like look that I literally just threw a pair of these away, but literally I had like a pair pretty much like, they looked almost exactly like the ones Tara Reid is wearing in these pictures, like platform sandals. I really am not good in heels at all. I don't like things that are too strappy, too thin, too little on my feet. And so, but if I could get height from something that was like chunkier that didn't make me feel like I was wearing a high heel, I was all for it. And so yeah, I definitely wore my fair share of like platform sandals of all kinds. So I'm gonna keep my lips very simple for today because I've had like a bunch of videos go up this week where my lips were not simple. So I'm just gonna use my lip liner, the AOA Studio in Blogger, and this Pixie lip color in Sheer Rose, and just keep it very simple for this eye look. So kind of the last look that I really remember from back at that time was this Gwyneth Paltrow look. And I don't love this personally, but I know there's a lot of people that this is really like a nice look to them, and I understand. It was a very lovely look. I mean, a very lady-like, almost ballerina-esque, just this soft pink dress. And it's not personally something I go for, but I do appreciate, in a world full of swan dresses and, and Lil' Kim, we still had dresses like this. And this one was just really, I was looking through pictures, and this one, I really remembered this one. And I can't remember if it was really, if it tended to be a look people liked or if they didn't like. I can't remember if it was like a hit or a miss. Like if I had to guess, I would say it would have been a hit, but I'm not always good at like dictating, like for me, like what's a hit isn't always a hit to someone else and vice versa. And I guess that's how we all are, I guess, we all have differing opinions, but yeah, I remember this look vividly, just very soft, very pretty, and just kind of classic, So now that we are through with the video, I'm gonna go ahead and share the rules of the giveaway, how to enter, all that good stuff. So first of all, the winner will get all of the goodies that are inside this basket. I will throw a picture up here on the screen so you can see all of the items. So to enter, of course, you must be subscribed to my channel, and your subscriptions must be public. That way I can verify that you are in fact subscribed. Also, like this video, share this video on one of your social media platforms, comment down below a comment about fashion of some kind, either a trend that you love, a trend that you hated, or one of these celebrity looks that you liked, or a celebrity look that you liked from back in the day or currently. And of course, if you do not want to enter the giveaway, that is perfectly fine too. And either way, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, share this video with anyone you think may enjoy my Makeup and Celebrity Sunday series. It really does help me and my channel out so very much for people to share these on their social media platforms and with their friends and all that kind of stuff. And I will have my Makeup and Celebrity Sunday playlist linked down below. There's now about 3 or so of these that I've done, and I'm looking forward to doing more. And I will also have my Makeup Basket monthly playlist linked down below as well, so you can binge watch all of those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.